Hi guys, welcome to CTTN Live. My name is Cecilia or Ren Xueqian, and I'm here at Sanmen County of Zhejiang Province, and I'm just going to Yes, and Yantra village literally means home of people with the last name Yang. And if you go this way, that would be the Baojia village. So there's two villages living next to each other in the same area. And Yantra village is famously known to be hosting the most biggest and also the most organized Dongzhi events, like events throughout the season. So behind me, there's a little fair going on right now, and there's actually a lot of things going around me right now because the people are still celebrating the Dongzhi Festival, which is today. Today's the 22nd, and the Dongzhi Festival actually starts the day before the 22nd, which means that people actually celebrate it for 2 days. So if you would just follow me right now. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about these animals before we actually go into the fair. So these animals, this is the white elephant, and this is a rhinoceros, and a deer, and also a dragon. And these characters are actually inspired by historical events. And different locals have different ideas and also stories about what actually inspired them. But the common thing that they have all told me was that these animals represent the ranking of the children in a household. For example, if I'm the oldest in my family, then my spirit animal or my animal will be the white elephant, and then my sibling that's younger than me will be the rhinoceros, will be the deer, etc., etc. So, and then if you could follow me forward, and all of these animals are handmade by all the locals here, and they've started preparing this way before the actual day of the Winter Solstice Festival. And here's a huge screen, a big LED screen, documenting and also playing all of the folk ways and also traditions and cultural customs that the people here usually, what they do and also what they find is interesting. If we can keep going this way. There's a lot going on around me today, like I said earlier, because the festival is very much still undergoing, and it's going to last throughout the entire day today. And what you see here, and this is going to be really interesting, because this dragon is something that the entire village had put together before the actual event. So as you can see, there are two interesting facts about this dragon. First is that they actually won the Guinness World Records for the longest handmade dragon in 2004. So the length in 2004 was actually 414 meters, and the entire village and also the county had won a certificate because of this achievement. And the second thing was that after it won the Guinness World Records in 2004, in 2007, the dragon and also the process of making the dragon was then enlisted into the province's cultural heritage. So ever since then, every single year, the villagers would get together and make this dragon, and it's a good way to bring people together, which brings me to my second point. You can see how these dragons are divided into sections. Each section, or the body of the dragon, are in arches. So they're in arches because different households make the different parts of the dragon, if that makes sense. So the family that actually makes the head of the dragon will be the family that's been making it for centuries or for generations. And also the family that's making the dragon will be the family that's the most prominent family in the village. So every single year before the actual Dongzhi Festival, the villagers will come together and piece their artwork together, and the dragon will stretch all the way around the entire village. So this year, I'm told that the dragon is about 200 some meters long, and by the end of today, I'm told as well that this number would only increase and the dragon will only get a little longer. So now we're going into the fair. So something about the fair is actually the first time that the that the villagers and also the county government had worked together to include it as part of their Dongzhi celebrations. And the reason for that is because in 2016, just last year, the China's 24 solar term calendar system was enlisted into UNESCO's, officially listed into UNESCO's cultural heritage. So in light of this, and also to further promote the culture, they've decided to put together a fair like this, so for the villagers to display their cultural artwork and also their customs. So our first stand here, and I'm met by my little friend here, and she's going to tell me more about these little sculptures. So these sculptures are made from weeds and also grass that are locally found here, and they are the miniature of the animals that we just saw, the animal sculptures we just saw at the beginning of the live stream. So, and he's actually the maker, then the creator of all these structures. So we're just going to talk to him a little bit about why he make these and why does he think these are special. 这个都是您做的，对不对？师傅，这个都是。
是我做的。
那这个都是什么意思？您可以给我们解释一下吗？ I'm asking him to explain to us his inspirations for the sculpture.
这个东西是明清的是就是槐花草，它生在高山上面，是越年石壁上面的。
Oh, so these grass are grown. These are actually moss and grass that are grown on top of rocks, on top of the mountains.
还有说什么？
就是灵感来自于什么？然后他们代表是什么呢 ？I'm asking him what the structures actually represent.
这是我们杨家鸡东的，对吧？这是龙，这是凤，这是大象。
This is the dragon. This is the phoenix.
这是大象，
This is the elephant, rhinoceros,
这是梅花鹿
lion,
这是麒麟
the deer, and also the dragon.
杨家村的五兽，就是排在那个。
Yeah. And he's saying that these are miniature sculptures of the largest sculptures that we just saw. 那做这个时候有很困难吗？做这个的时候，您是自己上山去采的那些草吗 ？I'm asking him if he actually retrieved the grass himself.
就是自己用手把它做起来的。
Oh, he said it's all handmade. He go pick the ingredients himself and he brings it back home and he makes it himself as well. So this is very interesting. 您卖吗这个东西？您会去卖吗？还是说？
我没卖过。
哦，所以都只是自己做着去玩而已，是不是 ？He said he doesn't actually sell them. They're actually not for sale, but he just makes them because it's part of his culture.
宁波人在我们这里买过。
But he did say the people from the city, from Ningbo, actually did buy some sculptures from him.
还有一个12生肖做的也卖给他了。
12生肖哈。He's also made sculptures of the 12 zodiac, the 12 zodiac signs of the Chinese zodiac signs. OK， 谢谢您啊，谢谢。做一个要多久呢？做一个这个要多久？
做一个也要2天。
Oh, I'm asking him how long it would take him to make one sculpture. He said it takes him about 2 days. So it's really fast. 挺快的，您做这个特别厉害。您做这个多久了？您做这个多久了
？5年了。
Oh, he said he's been making this for 5 years. 为什么会做这个呢？这个是您家里面传的，还是说是您自己想做的？
这个呢，以前是没有的啊。以后呢，我们杨家村寄东的时候啦，放上去好看一点。我自己想起来了，我呢到高山上面去把这个草。
所以以前这个就是以前这样的一些 sculpture 都是你自己买的，
对，真的我把这个做好了放在人家看，是不是好看的那就放上去看一看，就是这样。
He said he used to have a lot of these sculptures. He would buy a lot of these sculptures and put it in his house for decorations. But as time progresses, he realized that he can make them himself, and that's what he did. So these sculptures are actually on exhibit every year, and they were also on exhibit this morning at the ceremony, at the ritual ceremony. So let's move a little bit over here. 谢谢您啊，我们现在去这边来。I'm gonna have my little friend tell me what this is. Yeah.
This is the manual ginger sugar.
Oh, this is the ginger sugar, and this is how they make the ginger sugar. You can see over there that they're actually cutting up some sugar, and this is how the sugar is made. So they start boiling the sugar in the pot first. Oh, I see. Oh my gosh, it's steamy. Oh. So what he's doing here, he's pulling the sugar, and after he pulls them, he's gonna cut them. 就这样弄好之后就可以去吃了，是不是师傅？那您做这个的之前是怎么去做的呢 ？I'm asking him how he's made this before cutting it. 我刚刚看到您在那边拉，然后在那边打。
这是成品来了，这是成品。
嗯。
那个背那边的糖，姜。
Oh, and he's saying that behind us here in a pot, this is where he boils the sugar. It's actually really steamy. I don't think you're going to be able to see anything, but he boils them first. 您先烫，然后之后怎么样呢？你先烫了之后呢？ Oh, and he adds raw sugar. I mean raw ginger. Excuse me. 然后呢？然后您就剪就好了。Oh, and then he cooks them, he boils them, and then he takes them out and starts pulling. 哦，就这样。您做这个做多久了？您做这个做多久了？
不多，40年吧。
40年。Oh, he's been making this for 40 years. 所以这个是就是说您家里面就祖传的一个。
对。
一个火。Oh, he said it's been passed down from his family, and from his family. His family's been making ginger candy for generations. 有做了多久啊？你们家祖传这个多少代了？
多少代？我爷爷给我传下来，我爸他就我。
He said his grandfather passed on to his father, and his father passed on to him the trait. 哇，很棒，很棒，谢谢您啊！谢谢。是一个吗？Oh, he's asking me to try. Okay, let's take one. 哇，it's very warm. It's warm and it's very soft. So I'm gonna try one. It's really chewy. It's really chewy, but then it hardens. 很好吃，谢谢您啊！我可以多拿一些吗？
可以。
Oh, I'm asking if I could take more, and he said yes. So I might come back for this a little later.
那我这边过来拿。
哦，谢谢，我没有过来拿。He's telling me to take some, but I can't. Oh my god. Okay. So, the candy is really good. But I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this right now. So now we come to this stand. So this is actually a traditional dish that they eat every year on Dongzhi or on Winter Solstice. And it's made with sticky rice, but then they put a little bit of a red bean paste over it. 这个是红豆沙，对不对？
豆沙，
是红豆沙。
红豆沙对。
红豆沙哦。然后 and then they make it with sticky rice, like I said, and then they roll it over with red bean, and then you can just eat it like this. 你现在有在做吗？现在有在。
可以做啊。
可以做一个吗？哦。They're making it right now, as we speak. The paste is sticky rice. 这个是糯米，对不对 ？Sticky rice, and then 那这个馅里面都有什么呢？馅。
馅。
那个馅都有什么呢？那个东西。
都是那个豆腐干啊，猪肉啊，虾皮啊。
所以这个是咸的，是不是？
笋啊，豆花生米啊。
Oh, so there's peanuts in here, pork, and also like a little bit of onions, green onions, and they chop them up together. 这个是有咸有甜的，对不对？
甜也有，我们今天就做咸的。哦，我们这里喜欢吃咸的。
是吗？
对。
So this type of food with a sticky rice ball, it comes in two flavors, salty and sweet. But then today they're making the salty ones.
如果要吃甜的话，那里有圆。
哦，
那个。
所以甜的都是圆的吗？
不是，那个是糯米做的，外面裹豆沙。这是团圆，这个是团，那个是圆。
She's saying that the making of this food represents unity of family, and it's a good symbol. Yeah.
名称
是团圆 means getting together with your family during a holiday and spend time together. 对，谢谢。It's getting really loud over here because I think apparently the performances are happening right now. Actually, I think the performers are actually taking a break right now. But that's where the performance will take place. And we see here, dragon, lion dancers that just approached in, and they're gonna hop on stage. You can see all the villagers are crowding up to the stage now, so I guess that's where we're going. And performances like this are happening all over the town. There's one here at the square, and there's also a singing, traditional Chinese singing in the ceremonial ritual hall that we were at this morning. So, a little bit more on history. We can see straw hats. Straw hats are handmade, and also these pots as well. They're all local folk art pieces, and the locals make them and then they bring it to the fair and sell. But then this fair is actually the first fair that's happened during Dongzhi Festival. And over here we have some performers getting ready to perform. Yeah. And these right here. 你好，你好，你一会儿要去表演吗？哦，我不表演了，您是表演完了哈。哦，what we see here, these are stone. 我们可以看一下这个吗？这个东西，这个。对对对。These are traditional stone windows that are used in the coastal cities of Zhejiang. And these windows, these are made from rocks, and these rocks are red rocks, as you can see, obviously. But they're good with coastal houses because they can prevent erosion and also wind. So a lot of locals used to use these in their houses, but as time progressed, these stone carved windows were replaced by other materials like such as plastic or wood. So let's go over to the other side. I mean, the fair is starting to get crowded now because there's more performances happening. So, and like I said earlier, performances like this would always happen, will take place simultaneously throughout the day. But the actual celebration of the Dongzhi Festival began yesterday. And it began yesterday with a water retrieval ceremony where a bunch of locals will get together, dressed in traditional clothing, and they will form a line and they will walk miles and miles up to the mountains to retrieve water to wash themselves and cleanse themselves of the dirt and also of the evil and of the negativities that's happening. And after, it's really loud right here because the performance is really happening and everyone is coming to see. I mean, it wasn't even like this earlier, but I guess the lions, they do draw a lot of attention from the locals. And as I was saying, the rituals started taking place yesterday, and this morning, the worshiping ritual took place in a temple, in a local temple that's just behind the fair, but it's a little bit far off. So what happened at the fair this morning was that it's really noisy right now. So I'm probably just gonna go over there so we can talk to you a little bit more about what happened today. And as we walk backwards, these are all stands with food, local food, and also art and culture and crafts. And as I was telling you, as I was trying to tell you about what happened this morning, a traditional worshiping, ancestral worshiping took place in the morning, and everyone gathered in the temple and to worship the heavenly gods and also their ancestors. And with the worship of the ancestors, it's a good way to really bring everyone together and to really instill the idea of identity of who you are and also who you want to be. So it's really noisy. So we're gonna go over here. And as you can see, there's more and more villagers coming into the square to look at the performances. And it's still going on right now. The lions are not even showing any signs of stopping. Hello? Yeah. And let's go take a walk to see the temple. Wait, hello? And yeah, and we're still at the square, and the performance is still happening right now. And there's more people coming in any moment. And because I still have some time with you guys right now, we're gonna take you to the hall, to the ceremonial hall, where the actual ceremony of ancestral worship took place this morning. 我们大家去那个弄堂。Yeah. Ancestral worship is a traditional way for the people to pay respect for the dead and also a respect for the family, and is very much emphasized here in small villages such as this one. But such worship is also very much passed down to the families of different generations because of the emphasis on family reunion and also the importance of being with your loved ones. So right now I'm just going to take you a little walk to where the ritual took place this morning. A lot of people came, and it starts really early in the morning. It started around 3 o'clock. People started flushing into the temple, and they started to worship the heavens. And there's always one leader who leads the actual ritual, and the leader will be the one who's publicly chosen to be the most prominent person to be in the position to lead everyone else. And as you can see, there's a lot of lanterns hung around the city, or hung around the town, the village. And like I said in the beginning of the stream, where we are right now is the Yantra village, But if we go a little bit further that way, that would be the Baojia village. And according to rituals, people who are singing traditional Jingju in the ceremonial hall will sing there for 6 days and 6 nights. But today is their first day and their first night, so I guess they're going to be going on for another 5 days. So if you're ever in the area, you should, do not hesitate to stop by. And this village is only 2 hours by car from Hangzhou. So if you're close, you could probably think about coming over here and just check it out. All the lanterns on the streets really reminds you of Chinese New Year's, as if they're really celebrating Chinese New Year's. Because normally when we think about December, people would always automatically associate with Christmas. But for the people here, December means Dongzhi for them, or Winter Solstice. And they really take the celebration seriously. Because some of them, like I said earlier, feel like it's the beginning of the year because the daylight increases and the darkness goes away and darkness decreases. We're almost there now, and if you see the flag says Yang on the flag, and it's the representation flag of the Yang village, of the Yantra village. All right, we're going, and we're almost there. Really quickly, and this entire area is still Yantra village. The Baojia village historically always had a role with the Yantra village because the Yantra village has more people in the area. It's a total of 10,000 people living in this area, which is way more than what Baojia village have. We're almost there, and just imagine here last night where it was really quiet, but then at 3 o'clock the gong sounds. Someone comes out with a gong and starts waking up everyone in town to come and celebrate the event. And so we're almost there, as you can see, progressively as we walk towards the temple. There's more lanterns and there's more flags, which means that we're close. Yeah. Let's walk a little faster so we can get there. All right. This is the poster that they have put up to celebrate Dongzhi, and with the different seasons comes with different delicacies and foods that people normally eat to celebrate the event. All right, we are almost there. Can you hear the music? I can hear the music, and this is the performance that I was telling you about, where the traditional singers of Chinese singers, Jingju, Changjia, they're going to be singing this doing this performance for 6 nights. And as you can see, as we go closer, there's more and more people, and also stands, people selling food, and also people, going to the performances. So this is the place that this morning's ceremony took place. Like I mentioned earlier, at 3 o'clock in the morning, locals would start flooding into the temple and pay their respects for the dead and also for the heavenly gods. But right now, to watch the show, which is going to be playing for 6 days and 6 nights. And I'm just going to have the camera show you what everybody's watching. Hey, 您说。So this is the place, like I was emphasizing earlier, that this morning's early ceremony took place, where the locals came to worship the ancestors and also the heavenly gods for another prosperous year of blessing. And these guys have also been practicing for weeks prior to today. And starting from today, they're going to be here for another 6 days and another 6 nights. And if you're just tuning in right now, we're live streaming from Zhejiang, Sanmen County, where the Dongzhi Festival is happening in the town, in the little village of Yantra village. And compared to this morning, there were way more people here. But now the place is still packed. It's even packed upstairs as well. And over there, that's the stage, that's the altar where they had the worship prayers, the candles, and also food laid out for the heavenly gods. And this is a very, very local tradition with the villagers here. It's been happening. It's been a very close part of the tradition here for the past 700 years. And all these candles were lighted by worshipers throughout the mornings, and they were here for 3 hours between 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. To 6 a.m. Excuse me, to just to convey their wishes and also, you know, what they hope to get in the future. And there's all sorts of food laid out, and these were all prepared by the locals. And yeah, there's still people coming in, there's still visitors coming in, and also locals coming in to try to catch a peek of the show. All right, let's go out. Okay, let's go. And like I said earlier, this is going to be happening for the next 6 days. Locals will gather here to watch the show and to also just spend time together in general. And it's very rare to see a gathering like this in China, and also actually in anywhere else in the world. Because when I grew up in China, we didn't really celebrate Chinese New Year the way that they did, or even any holiday the way they did. But then these guys, the way they celebrate Dongzhi Festival, is just like what any Chinese families would celebrate Chinese New Year's. Chinese New Year's. Yeah, and this morning the rituals also took place on that stage as well, where the worshippers would follow the lead person and to pay their respects to the skies, and they pay their respects to the skies because this ritual dates all the way back to the yin and yang philosophy, where the harmony and also balance of darkness and night were emphasized. And an expert told me that this is actually a good way to really honor life and also honor harmony, because, you know, I think, you know, as we live on, people are all the same, and there really isn't much difference between my life and your life. So yeah, so I think this is pretty much it for today, and this is what I have for you guys, and so I hope I'll see you soon.